What's up, YouTube? So if anyone has been watching me since I started vlogging in 2010, and if you've been watching me for 5 years, God bless you. We've been through a lot together. A couple books, some mediocre rap videos, a lot of failed attempts to find a girlfriend, and ultimately finding a fiance. More on the subject of my impending nuptials later in the video. Impending nuptials. Officially the least romantic way to describe a wedding. Anyway, if you've been watching me since 2010, chances are you found out about me that year because of iJustine. And in that sense, I'm forever grateful to Justine for helping me get started on YouTube, and so excited that she has published a book of her own. I, Justine, an analog memoir, a title and subtitle that are so many levels of clever. Speaking of YouTuber books with clever titles, have you seen Shane Dawson's book, I Hate My Selfie? The title is so good. When I saw this, I was just like, I don't even want to write memoirs ever again because no one could possibly top that title. Anyway, I'm planning to read Justine's new book in between books 6 and 7, creating what I assume will be a delicious iJustine sandwich. So many YouTuber books coming out right now, it seems like this shelf is growing at a pace of about 1 title per week. Somebody on Twitter alerted me that iJustine's book has a cool Easter egg underneath the dust jacket. You often see stuff like this underneath the dust jacket on hardcover books. For example, in my book, Just Don't Fall, you can see my initials, JS. Same deal on the cover of The Magicians, you'll find LG for Lev Grossman, the author of The Magicians. But in a clever nod to her internet handle, Justine uses not her initials, which would be JE, but her internet name on the inside of the cover, IJ. Well played, well played. You might call it an analog Easter egg. In other book news, something I've been wanting to keep a surprise, but I just can't hold it inside anymore. The main piece of feedback I get from you all about my book, We Should Hang Out Sometime, is that the ending is much too abrupt and there's not enough about Ashley in it. And I think that's a fair criticism, because after you sat through 300 pages of dating awkwardness, 4 pages of happiness at the end is just a little bit not quite enough happiness. And so, internet, I have heard your cries for more, and I'm pleased to report that my publisher has agreed for the paperback version to publish an extended ending of the book featuring more stories about Ashley and more graphs. I'm writing that section right now and it'll be in bookstores in early 2016. Speaking of hanging out sometime, if you're going to VidCon this summer, we can really hang out sometime. As you probably heard, this year at VidCon, there is a lottery system to determine which YouTubers you can meet. Now, I consider myself extraordinarily lucky to have over 200,000 subscribers, but in VidCon terms, that actually makes me one of the smallest channels that will have an autograph table. For channels that have like millions of subscribers, obviously the demand to meet them is much greater than the time that that YouTuber can possibly allot to autographing. But because demand to meet me will be relatively lower in the lottery system, if you put me down in your lottery preferences, your chances of us getting to hang out are extraordinarily high. I also won't be offended at all if you want to use me as like your safety school. You know, like when you apply to college and you're like, if I don't get in anywhere else, I might as well apply to this place just in case. So like, I won't be offended if you put my name down, but then you have the opportunity at the same time to meet someone else who has like a cool accent or whatever, and you meet that person instead. No problem, I totally understand. I also like cool accents. Ashley will also be around if you're interested in meeting her. Speaking of Ashley, a while ago someone commented on her Instagram, have you thought about having a YouTube viewer design your wedding invitations? Ashley clicked on this user and found that it was an art student named Francine who just makes incredibly awesome stuff. And I'm pleased to announce that Francine is designing both our wedding invitation and the save the date. And here, dun 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 dun, is the save the date! Here it is in a close-up view featuring Ken Burns style zooms and pans across a picture of us featuring information such as the date of our wedding and our first names, in case you didn't know what we were named, but we were inviting you to our wedding, which would be really weird. Thanks for watching. We should hang out sometime at VidCon.
AMPUTEE